So I used to live in Florida where we had hurricanes. So when you have hurricanes, it's always hot when the power goes off. The main thing you're worried about is food spoilage. You're worried about running some fans, some lights, things like that. So I bought a couple of generators. I bought a Honda and a Generac you'll see the pictures of. But the main thing is with those, you have to have gas. Now, when the power goes out, a huge power outage like one a hurricane, all the gas stations have closed, of course, because they need power to operate the pumps. And I do not like storing gas. I would have to store 30 to 40 gallons of gas in the summer during hurricane season just to be prepared. And I always want to be prepared. But with the winter storm, it's different. And I found that out. So I moved to North Carolina. This ice storm was pending coming down, and I started preparing to see, okay, am I set? Am I ready? I'd already bought 2 Pecron power stations. You know, they make them, Blue Eddy makes them, Jackery makes them. There's a lot of makers of these. They're 3,000 watt power stations. In the winter, I'm not worried about food storage. I'll just take stuff out of the refrigerator, put outside in the garage in a cardboard box or a ice chest, something like that. It's cold enough out there. It's just as cold as a refrigerator would be anyway. In the freezer, it's so cold out there, the freezer is going to stay frozen. If I don't keep opening and closing the door, the food will stay frozen for many days. Main thing I'm worried about is lights, something to run a coffee maker, run my internet, run my router, run the TV, things like that. So that's my main concern. And also heat. Where am I going to get heat? Now, I do have a gas fireplace, ventless. That would heat somewhat. That would at least keep it where it wasn't frigid cold in there. But I found myself, I wasn't prepared. Now, I have got tons of Powertool batteries, of course. And that's where I started looking, where can I use these Powertool batteries where it'll supplement my Pecron. The problem with those power stations, those battery inverters are that if you have one of those and it runs out of power, how are you going to recharge it? You can recharge it off one of the generators. There again, you need gasoline storage. Or you can have a solar generator. Now I have solar panels that I can charge them by solar, but then you need sunshine. If you don't have sunshine, what are you going to do? So here's my solution to that. I went and bought one of these, and it's coming in. I don't have it right now, but it is coming in. It's the Milwaukee Carry-On M18 power station. It takes 4 Milwaukee batteries, and I've got plenty of Milwaukee batteries. So, and when those 4 batteries wear out, I can just easily take them out and replace them with a fresh set of 4 batteries and keep going. I can do that 3 or 4 times if I need to. I think it's 3,600 watts starting, 1,800 watts continuous, something like that. I mean, it's pretty good size. It's just as big as my Pecrons are, but I can just keep replacing those batteries as need be. You get 4 12 amp hour batteries, you're going to get a lot of runtime if I want to. So I plan on using that to run the TV, the internet, things like that. With the Pecron is where I can run my other ancillary devices, such as a coffee maker, the microwave if I have to, even though I have a gas stove. I can run the microwave if I need to. So things like that. So one thing I'm not worried about is my lights. I have plenty of lights. And I tell you what else. With my Powertool batteries, I have this rigid. Now, if the power goes out and I don't have internet, then I can still run the TV. I've got a little DVD player there, and I got a lot of movies we can watch. But to get my news, I need this. This is a rigid AM/FM radio with, of course, the speaker. So that just runs off the regular 18-volt rigid batteries. This thing's always good to have. Another thing is when you're around the house, everything's going to be completely dark. You need some type of a headlight. Now I've got the Klein headlight here, and I've also got a K-Tools headlight. All these are always stay fully charged. And for these smaller devices, I can always recharge them with this. This is a rigid top off. I think it's 150 watt. It's got AC power. It's also got USB-A, USB-C here. It's got a light here. This is a 12-volt little power supply. Operates on any 12-volt Milwaukee battery. It's got a USB-A here. And here's another rigid little thing you could put on a battery here. It's USB-A also. So I got plenty of batteries to charge any of these smaller devices. There's a pending storm. Before I go to bed, I always have a flashlight at my bedside table. And it's not one of those flashlights where you've got 4 or 5 different buttons and it does 12 different things, flashes blue, flash. All I want is one simple button to press, turn the light on. That's all I want. And so I just use a simple flashlight for that. Now, as far as lights are concerned, you know, you can always, you got so many options with Powertool for lights. You have them like this. Now, I do have this in the rigid. I also have one of the flex on the big tripod, but that's kind of overkill. These are nice. I mean, you can set up, you can walk around with these type here. I like these type of lights. And also you have the little M12 Rover here. These are great. But just for passive lights, if you want to put a light in a room, just to light the room up and let it run for hours, I do not like these type of direct LEDs like this. What I'd much rather use is this type of light. This one's got a diffuse light. You can turn it on here. I mean, it's very bright. You can keep it down low. You can also do the modes where it'll turn off the back, turn off the front. This thing is just very handy. And this of course operates on the 18-volt rigid. But anything that's light where it's not blinding you, that direct harsh light is blinding. Now, Flex makes one also. I got plenty of Flex batteries. This one's got that diffuse light that I really like. I'll tell you one I got recently that I really like is this little Cobalt. This one's got a little tower here with the diffuse light. Of course, you can turn it on, very bright. Then you got different modes. You can turn half of it off, all of it off. You could go down to low, you know, and turn it off. So you could just set these in a room. Another one I've got, this little skill right here. Now this little skill, like something like this, I think would be perfect just as like set in the bathroom, so you don't have to worry about carrying a flashlight. You could put it on actually the back of the toilet if you want to. Just leave it on there. This thing, it's got 2 brightness settings, works off a 12-volt or 20-volt skill battery. You know, it gets pretty bright, or if it's really dark, that's all you need. Just set that thing it'll run for hours like this. If this runs out, I'll swap it out with a 20-volt battery, run it longer. So these little skills were just collapsible. And I think I bought this for like $20. Then of course you got personal lights here. I got the Icon you can walk around with, or I've got the Braun here. I think I bought this Braun. It was on sale for like $13. It's got a replaceable 18650 battery. I always have batteries on hand also. So the lights are covered. Now we're talking about heat. Fleet Farm sent me an email that had the Mr. Buddy heaters. Now these are indoor approved and they're on sale for $79 a piece. I bought 2 of them. And I'm not worried about being, you know, toasty warm. All I don't want to do is freeze to death. So my wife and I could put on plenty, you know, coats. We could get blankets. That's fine. I got a TV to watch. I got lights around. I got a little Buddy heater here that's keeping it around 40, 50, maybe 55, 60 degrees. That's all I need, right? And the food storage, like I said, I'm not worried about. I can't wait to show you the Milwaukee carry-on when it comes in. I got plenty of batteries for that too. And so that's just a little bit about how to survive in a winter storm with your Powertool batteries. The main thing are lights and communication, radio and lights. See you next week.